Welcome to Mistral News. Today on the globe, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger withdraw from ECOWAS. The glass in front of the Mona Lisa sprayed with soup by environmental activists. And in tennis, Jannik Sinner secures his first Grand Slam title. But first, several countries suspend their aid to the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees.
In the latest developments, several countries, including the United States, Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada, have announced the suspension of their funding to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA. This decision comes after Israel accused UNRWA employees of potential involvement in the Hamas attack on October 7. The U.S. Department of State spokesperson, Matthew Miller, expressed deep concern about the allegations, stating that the U.S. is troubled by the possibility that 12 UNRWA employees might have been implicated in the attack. Established in 1949 by the UN General Assembly after the first Israeli-Palestinian conflict, UNRWA's mandate is to provide humanitarian assistance and protection to registered Palestinian refugees in its operational areas, pending a just and lasting solution to their situation. The agency operates in Palestinian territories as well as in Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. In response, Hamas has issued a statement urging the United Nations and international organizations not to succumb to what it perceives as Israel's threats and blackmail. Hamas accuses Israel of attempting to cut funds and deprive the population of Gaza of international assistance. The situation reflects heightened tensions surrounding UNRWA and its role in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Saeed Mansouri for Mistral News.
Thank you, Saeed. It still seems too early to know for certain who is telling the truth in this story. Now, let's join Amina, who is talking about the Economic Community of West African States.
The military regimes in power in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger announced on Sunday the immediate withdrawal of their countries from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, marking a significant break with potentially far-reaching practical consequences. This decision could have considerable effects, such as impacting the movement of goods and people for the three landlocked countries and the region. It implies implications for visa exemptions and tax exemptions, with repercussions on prices. In Niamey, a few hundred people gathered to express support for the withdrawal, displaying anti-ECOWAS signs, as well as flags of the three countries and Russia, a new ally of the Sahel military regimes after the forced departure of France, the former colonial power. Burdened by similar challenges of insecurity, jihadism, and poverty, the three countries have had strained relations with ECOWAS since military takeovers occurred in 2020 in Mali, 2022 in Burkina Faso, and 2023 in Niger. ECOWAS imposed severe sanctions on Mali and Niger and even threatened the use of force in the latter country, leading to the suspension of the three countries from its institutions. The military regimes consistently criticize what they see as ECOWAS instrumentalization by France, and their withdrawal marks the latest act of rupture. They have expelled French ambassadors and forces, shifting their political and military alliances towards Moscow. Additionally, they have formed an alliance emphasizing sovereignty and Pan-Africanism. Amina Amandi for Mistral News.
Thank you, Amina. I am not certain that it is economically better for them to switch from France to Russia. Now Grace will speak to us about vandalism on the Mona Lisa.
Two environmental activists made headlines on Sunday by throwing soup at the protective glass surrounding the Mona Lisa at the Louvre Museum in Paris. They shouted slogans in support of a sustainable food system. This action followed a series of protests by French farmers, who are particularly protesting unfair competition from imports and inadequate wages. Shouting, "What is more important? Art or the right to healthy and sustainable food?" They lamented the state of the agricultural system, expressing concerns about the health of the system and the challenges faced by farmers. They try to reflect a broader social dialogue on the priorities between art and essential societal issues like access to healthy and sustainable food. Environmental activists have carried out similar actions in various museums worldwide in recent years. In May 2022, the Mona Lisa was targeted with a cream pie. Since 2005, the world's most famous painting has been displayed behind bulletproof protective glass. Grace Cooper for Mistral News.
Thank you, Grace. Certainly, this is not the best way to win the public's favor. Now Kofi will inform us about the results of the Australian Open tennis tournament.
In a remarkable tennis feat, 22-year-old Jannik Sinner staged a comeback, securing his first major title at the Australian Open. After being down 2 sets, Sinner unleashed a powerful backhand to defeat Daniil Medvedev 3-6, 3-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-3 in the final. This marked Sinner's third consecutive victory against a top 5 player, following wins over Andrei Rublev in the quarterfinals and Novak Djokovic in the semifinals. Sinner's triumph makes him the first Italian to win the Australian Open and the youngest male winner in a Melbourne Park final since Djokovic's inaugural Grand Slam title in 2008. The previous day, Aryna Sabalenka secured her second consecutive Australian Open title with a commanding 6-3, 6-2 victory over Zheng Qinwen in the women's final. Sabalenka, the number 2 seed, dominated with powerful forehands and early set breaks against the 21-year-old Zheng, making her Grand Slam final debut. These victories added significant chapters to the tennis history books, with Sinner and Sabalenka showcasing their prowess on the grand stage. Kofi Lewis for Mistral News.
Thank you, Kofi. That's all for today. We will see you another time. Thank you for watching and please subscribe to our channel. Emily Park for Mistral News.